What's going on, Scott here from the Breakevens, giving you another AFL Supercoach video today. Continuing on with our player profiles, we have one of the big midfielders from the Freo Dockers, that is Andy Brayshaw. But before we get into that, if you have missed any of the other videos that I have posted, make sure you go check them out. Make sure you give them a like and you subscribe to the channel for daily AFL Supercoach content this pre-season. If you're yet to join the Breakeven Supercoach League, use code 266136 to join. Once again, that is code 266136. And lastly, you can hit me up on X at BreakEvensPod or on Facebook, The Breakevens. With that all said and done, let's get into Andy Brayshaw, who comes in at 591.8 thousand as a midfielder only. In 2024, he averaged 109.8, and his best averaging season was in 2022, where he averaged 111.8. A good thing to note is the last 5 seasons he has averaged over 100, so a very consistent scorer. In 2024, he had a low score of 73, which in hindsight isn't that bad at all, and had a high of 147, so not the highest ceiling, but usually pretty consistent. He played 23 games, with 16 of those being 100, and 10 of those 16 being over 120 plus. So, as I said before, pretty consistent, and tends to hit that 120 on a good amount of games. So, the one thing to look at from Brayshaw last season is his last 10 games. He averaged 120.9 Supercoach points. So he went 134, 85, 128, 100, 137, 137 again, 137 a third time in a row, 77, 147, and 127. Absolutely insane numbers. Last season, he had 70% CBAs, which was the number 2 midfielder for Freo, with Sarong being number 1 with 79% of CBAs. Now, you might look at those last 10 games, 120, but he only averaged 109 for the season. What happened? So last preseason, late in preseason, he had a few niggles. So his start to the season wasn't great, just because he was carrying a few injuries. They weren't bad enough where he'd have to be out and miss games. He was still able to manage it and get through games, but it did impact his scoring ability, and that's why he has like an 11-point average difference. In saying that, if you didn't have that slow start, I think he scores really, really well. So there is room for improvement this season. He's had a full preseason so far. This is being recorded on the 22nd of Feb. So as of now, he's had a full preseason. He's looking fit. So there's definitely room for improvement. I think he can go at 115, probably at best. I don't think he goes over 115. But definitely at 115, he is a keeper. Even if it's M7, M8, he is a keeper there. Now, the good thing is he's a cheaper option to Sarong. So we know Sarong's over 600K. I think he's like 628 or something like that. So Brayshaw is a cheaper option if you did want to go into that Freo midfield. And obviously, Hayden Young is even cheaper. His ceiling isn't as high though as Sarong. So we've seen Sarong smash out 160s, 170s. The start of the last season, I think he was averaging like 150 in the first 3 to 4 rounds. So absolutely insane. Where your Brayshaw is your more 120 sort of guy. And looking at last season, 147 was his highest. So that's his real, I guess, ceiling game. But he also has a good floor. So what that means is those off games, it's not going to be too low. So 73 was his lowest, but it was while he was injured. So really, you're looking more 90-ish on those poorer games, maybe even 85. For me, it's all up to personal preference. So if you're trying to choose between Sarong or Brayshaw, um, it's completely up to you. I think they're both great picks. Obviously, Sarong has the ability maybe to push 120, with that higher ceiling, but he's also a tag risk. And at a higher price, where Brayshaw is that cheaper price, he's going to get you those 115, 120 scores on a consistent basis and just chug along. But he's not going to get you those massive scores. But Brayshaw is more of a pod than Sarong would be. So, lastly, Sarong is the number one midfielder in that Fremantle midfield. So he is the target for taggers. Brayshaw, 9 times out of 10, will probably be left alone. So as long as Sarong's there, they're going to look to target him because he's just jumped out of the gates the last couple of seasons, looking really, really dangerous. So Brayshaw should dodge most tags, which is another good thing there. So as we know, Fremantle have the good buy that they share with St Kilda. So having one of these Fremantle guys would probably be pretty beneficial for your side. So it's up to you who you want to choose. Do you have the money to go Sarong? If not, you got Andy Brayshaw there. But as I said before, both are great picks. And that is going to do it today for this video. If there are any videos that you may have missed, make sure you go check them out, give them a like and subscribe to the channel for daily AFL Supercoach content this pre-season. If you're yet to join the Breakevens Supercoach League, use code 266136 to join. Once again, that is code 266136. And hit me up on X at Breakevens Pod or on Facebook, the Breakevens. I'll be here back again tomorrow with another video, so make sure you are ready for that. Thank you all again for watching and listening. And until then, it's bye for now.